A sense of urgency is quietly building in Beijing. For years, Xi Jinping has overseen the steady expansion and modernization of China's military capabilities, an effort measured in decades, not months. Yet recent events unfolding far beyond China's borders have introduced an unexpected moment of reflection. What was once seen as a distant conflict has now become something far more instructive and far more concerning. When the United States initiated military operations against Iran, the initial assumption in Beijing may have been that this situation would remain contained. But as the first hours of that campaign unfolded, a different picture began to emerge. One that raised deeper questions about readiness, coordination, and the realities of modern warfare. What stood out wasn't just the scale of the operation, it was how it began. Before any large wave of strikes, there was a quieter phase, one that unfolded largely out of sight. According to analysts, the United States synchronized cyber, space, and aerial capabilities to disrupt Iran's detection systems and internal communications. In simple terms, the networks responsible for identifying incoming threats and coordinating responses were significantly reduced in effectiveness. And that changed everything. Because when those systems falter, even the most advanced equipment becomes difficult to use. A missile battery without clear instructions is just hardware waiting for direction. A defense system without reliable data is left guessing. In that early window, decision-making slows, and opportunities are lost. For observers in China, this demonstrated something critical. Modern conflict isn't only about firepower, it's about information, timing, and control. And then came the next phase. With coordination systems under pressure, the United States rapidly expanded its operations. Within a short period, a wide range of sites, military infrastructure, production facilities, and launch platforms were targeted. Reports suggest that thousands of individual engagements took place over the course of days, each one contributing to a broader strategy of reducing operational capacity. The scale alone was notable, but even more striking was the speed. Instead of a gradual escalation, the approach appeared designed to apply immediate, widespread pressure. Multiple domains, air, sea, cyber, and space, worked together in a level of coordination that reflected years of preparation and real-world experience. And that experience matters, because while China has developed significant military strength, much of it remains untested under modern combat conditions. In contrast, the United States has repeatedly demonstrated how its systems perform in real scenarios. That difference between theory and practice can shape outcomes in ways that are difficult to predict. Then there's the question of reach. During the opening stages of the campaign, long-range aircraft were deployed on missions lasting well over a day, supported by aerial refueling systems that allowed continuous operation across vast distances. This capability means that geography alone offers limited protection. Distance, once a barrier, becomes less of a factor when endurance and coordination are in place. For planners considering potential future scenarios, particularly those involving Taiwan, this introduces a new layer of complexity. Any strategy built on assumptions about distance or delayed response must now account for a different reality. But perhaps the most consequential element wasn't about infrastructure or equipment. It was about leadership. Early in the conflict, reports indicated that high-level coordination allowed for precise timing in targeting key figures and decision-making centers. Whether through intelligence gathering, surveillance, or analysis, the ability to identify critical moments created opportunities for highly focused actions. And that carries significant implications. Because leadership continuity is essential in any large-scale operation. If communication lines are disrupted and key decision-makers are removed or isolated, the entire structure can struggle to respond effectively. It's not just about who leads, it's about whether the system around them can function under pressure. This raises important questions for any nation observing from the outside. How resilient are command structures? How adaptable are communication networks? And how quickly can decisions be made when conditions change? At the same time, there's the matter of strategy beyond the battlefield. As tensions increased, responses extended to regional dynamics. Actions taken by Iran against nearby states introduced new variables, drawing attention from multiple countries. Rather than isolating the conflict, these developments risked expanding it, bringing additional actors into consideration. For China, this highlights a broader challenge. Any large-scale confrontation involving major powers is unlikely to remain limited. Existing alliances, regional partnerships, and security commitments can quickly reshape the situation. The United States, with its extensive network of international bases and agreements, operates within a system designed for rapid coordination with multiple partners. China's approach has been different, focused more on long-term economic relationships and development initiatives. While impactful over time, these connections may not translate into immediate support during periods of high tension. And that difference matters, because in moments of uncertainty, nations tend to prioritize stability and security. The presence of established defense partnerships can influence decisions quickly, sometimes within days or even hours. All of this forms a complex picture. It's not about a single event or a single capability. It's about how multiple elements, technology, coordination, experience, alliances, and decision-making come together under pressure. For Xi Jinping, the lessons are layered. Military strength remains important, but so does resilience. Strategy must account for both action and reaction. And perhaps most importantly, assumptions must be constantly tested against real-world developments. What's unfolding isn't just a distant conflict, it's a case study, one that is being closely watched, carefully analyzed, and quietly shaping future decisions. Because in a world where situations can evolve rapidly, understanding the full picture isn't optional, it's essential. And as these events continue to develop, one thing becomes clear. The real story isn't just what happens next. It's how nations prepare for it. Stay with us, because in the next breakdown, we'll go even deeper into the strategies, the decisions, and the global shifts that are redefining the balance of power. And you won't want to miss what comes next.